In the Bottom 5, presented by the Tennessee Education Association. According to the NEA state rankings and estimates for 2020, Tennessee ranks 46th in the nation for funding per pupil. Compare Tennessee's low funding with neighboring states. Mississippi is the only state we're ahead in per pupil investment. The state is the cause for Bottom 5 funding. Throughout the South, state governments are majority funders of education. Tennessee is a minority funder. Inadequate state funding is the failings of the basic education program known as the BEP. Let's be clear, the BEP is starvation funding. No school system can run on what the BEP generates because no system does. It's why bragging about fully funding the BEP is meaningless. The BEP is a law and a formula developed and amended over several decades. BEP components are based on the number of students, or average daily membership known as ADM. The state pays for only 70, 75, and 50% of different components in the BEP. Currently, the BEP generates about $7,400 per student. The BEP also looks at local fiscal capacity, the ability to generate local revenue, and adjusts what portion of the $7,400 stack will be state dollars and what must come from local governments. Some counties, like Davidson and Sevier, are required to pay up to 60% of the $7,400 stack of BEP dollars. No school system can run on $7,400 per student because no school system in Tennessee does. That means every local government adds additional funds to meet the needs of their local school systems. Some rural counties add less than 10%, while other local governments add more than 40% to their local school budgets to supplement the BEP. The BEP is demonstrably inadequate, yet focus on the BEP rather than its overall failings, is a major reason why the state contributes only 46% of K-12 funding. Clearly, the state can and should do more for K-12 funding. The state is awash in revenue, with $3 billion available to budget. In fact, the state has been awash in revenue for years, generating 4 times more revenue surplus than increases in K-12 funding. One way to increase K-12 state funding is to decisively improve all the BEP components. An easily understood goal is to meet the funding levels of our neighbors. To meet Alabama level funding requires $560 million this year. To meet Kentucky's level of funding requires $2.6 billion. The BEP is starvation funding. No school system can run on it, and even then, the state only pays a portion of the BEP. The state has the revenue to get us out of the bottom 5. We have $1.5 billion in new revenue for next year and $7.5 billion in current cash reserves. Education is our best investment. It's time to have the governor and General Assembly know it.